Hey, what's up everybody? It's Dansu here with more Stormbound. Today I'm going to be talking about the difference between a freeze winter deck and a winter deck that doesn't run freeze but is still control, and why I think the latter is a lot better. So I'm going to run maybe about 4 matches, and the first 2 are going to be with this deck that uses freeze cards like Midwinter Chaos and Wisp Cloud, and then the second one is just going to be running some more win conditions. Alright, let's get to it. So a little bit of backstory. I've been piloting my own winter deck, which is non-freeze, and I made it to rank 1. And a lot of the winter decks I ran into along the way were freeze, and I noticed that even though we were upgraded about the same amount, I was winning a lot more of the games. And recently, I've been seeing other people kind of picking up the same strategy, which is dropping the freeze package for just like better cards overall, and they started performing better against me. So I'm pretty sure that the freeze strategy, even though when you get it off on a good board, it can give you a lot of value. In general, it's worse off. All right. I like going turn 2 as winter just because I can Gift of the Wise usually. So looking at my hand right now, I'm either going to play Dawn Sparks or Ubis next turn. So if I want to cycle a card, it's going to have to be Wisp Cloud. Like, oh, okay, this is a perfect demonstration actually because he's running pretty much the same deck. So even though Midwinter Chaos killed my unit, which like is kind of cheap, it really only did 6 damage for 3 mana. So that's like incredibly average. Alright, great. So we're going to Gift of the Wise here. Dawn Sparks. Dawn Sparks is one of the few cards that I think makes freeze worth running, because it's really good with freeze synergies just because you can freeze units in front of it. But even so, I don't think it's that good of a combo. Alright, so we can probably set up a nice freeze next turn with Frost Hexers and Midwinter. Okay. Yeah, so the thing is, our freeze damage is also just going to be 3 mana for 6, which isn't great. Oh, shoot. I forgot we had extra mana. So that actually set us back by quite a bit. That was a misplay on my part. I should have kept freebooters for sure. We're cycling into Gift of the Wise quite a bit, so that's a good thing. I find it a little ironic actually because back in the day, I think Freeze was incredibly strong, and each faction or each kingdom had its own strategy. Like Shadowfen has poisoning, Ironclad has structures, Swarm has pushing units, and as it turns out, I think Winter just actually has the weakest strategy overall. All right, we're just gonna gift and play Ulf the Hammer here. Nice. So we got another Dawn Sparks. That's it's probably gonna be a promising next turn. Hopefully this time I'll actually remember that I get extra mana. Collector Mirrors is an interesting card. I don't think it's actually that good. It's like for example, at this point, his first Collector Mirrors has turned into 3 mana for 9 strength overall, but his second one turned into 3 mana for 3 strength. So it really feels like you're always playing from behind. Like there's no great time to use them. I do remember the developers came out with stats and decks with Collector Mirrors won more often, so there might be some merit, but I'm still not completely sold. Okay, we're going to play Ubis first, and then hopefully we're going to be able to freeze Wisp Cloud. Nice. Okay, so that was pretty much perfect. Yeah, we're gonna Midwinter Chaos here because the 5 mana that we get this turn is gonna be a lot better. Although he could potentially Midwinter us back, which would suck. I guess we can Frost Hexers it. Gonna kill our Dawn Sparks. See, if he had a level 4 Ubis there, our Dawn Sparks would just be dead, which would really suck. Unfortunately, our Dawn Sparks isn't going to do much for us. And then I think we're just going to discard Gift. Yeah, one other problem with Winter is that, or with running the freeze cards, is that they're all very low mana. So as a result, if you want to use the full combo in the late game, you're often going to have a lot of spare mana. So that makes Gift of the Wise slightly worse. I really like this Rodent Soldiers. It helps our Ubis a lot. Okay, so I guess we can Midwinter to Wisp Cloud. I think I'm going to opt for a Wisp Cloud here on the right side. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's effectively 14 strength total for 7 mana, which is still like extremely, extremely average. I don't actually play Freeze a lot. I'm considering cutting green prototypes from this deck because now I'm starting to see that I have so much mana from Dawn Sparks that it's not very helpful. Although against rush decks, you might be forced to bring it, so I'm not sure. Yeah, I love this little freeze war that we have going on. Ooh, Lady Rhyme. Okay. That's scary. Honestly, maybe I should have brought Lady Rhyme. I had one slot for a big card and I decided to go for Ulf the Hammer, but it's possible that either Lady Rhyme or Siren of the Seas, both of who can kind of give you unlimited value, would have been better. Because nobody runs Confinement, right? Okay, perfect. Their knights are going to be susceptible to our Dawn Sparks, which is nice. See, now we have to play our Wisp Cloud just for 4 mana for 4 strength, which is pretty bad. Okay, we'll have a decent next turn though. He's probably going to freeze our Dawn Sparks again to prevent us from getting that mana. But at this point in the game, I don't know how much that matters. I need to be pulling Ubis a lot more. He's kind of our win condition because we don't have any other methods of damage unless we can walk up to their base. But that's not very promising either. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's not good. That's very not good. We're gonna check Gift of the Wise. Midwinter them. That is one nice thing about Freeze, that you can like block the opponent at their base. But in my other winter deck, I usually just run Frost Hexers, and that tends to get the job done. Huh. Alright. So he's just going to be spamming Lady Rhyme. I think that should be more or less okay. I'm gonna lose the Rhymelings here. Is that the best move? Well, we're gonna Ubis first. So let's do that. Because there's only one knight, and our Ubis is definitely gonna kill the knight. Yeah, we're gonna lose the Rhymelings. Okay. We're gonna try to freeze Lady Rhyme for as long as possible. Because we don't want her to make her way over to her base. Yeah, this game is pretty close. We're kind of drawing Wisp Cloud and Midwinter like off sync, which is not good. Okay, we're gonna take a lot of damage here. Ah, okay, great. Yeah, that Lady Rhyme is not going to be moving anytime soon. I guess it's a 12 strength play either way, so... Actually, I think we're going to walk up to their base. Let's turn the pressure around a little bit. Oh, nice. Okay. We actually got exactly 20 mana, so this is a very nice hand. Oh, shoot. They're going to Wisp Cloud or Midwinter. Hmm. Oh, I should have played Dawn Sparks first. Alright. Too many misplays this game. I think I'm making the deck look a little worse than it is. Alright, so he's got his Ulf. He's not worried. Okay. Perhaps the first legitimate use of our Midwinter. 3 mana for 12 damage, which is pretty good. Pretty good. I guess it's hard to argue that freeze is bad when our freeze deck is losing to another freeze deck. But if I was running my old deck, then Siren of the Seas would have took out these Lady Rhymes long ago. I wouldn't be having this problem. I think the timer might be broken. Yeah, the timer is way off. Oh, this is not looking good. Okay. Our only hope is gonna be to draw into Midwinter Chaos now. How ironic is that? I think we're gonna cycle... I guess we're definitely not using Dawn Sparks. Oh, that's not good. Or it's not good enough. Guess we're gonna tank a lot of damage. Okay, that was a very good Wisp Cloud. I guess one difference in the quality of deck is that Frost Hexers gets a lot better at level 5, and we just don't have that. Alright, he's got this one. Filled in our base. We don't have anything to remove it. Okay, round 2. We're going to swap Ulf the Hammer for something a little better in the form of Lady Rhyme. I think Ascending 3, who we just played against, had the right idea. Player 4936, who is not a bot. Freebooters. Hopefully this is a Swarm deck so that we can test Winter against an aggro deck. Yeah, I think the timer is totally broken. Don't know what to cycle here. Oh, okay, great. Yeah. Once Midwinter Chaos gets upgraded, it'll become better against big units. It pretty much just negated his Potion of Growth, which is kind of funny. Okay. We got a lot of unit types for Ubis, which is awesome. Alright. This is probably the first time that I'm going to opt to not use Ubis, because this play is just so much better. We guarantee that we remove all of his units. Yeah, that was 5 mana for 14 strength, which was exactly what Ubis would have been. Wow. Props. Okay, so we managed to pull off our combo, which is pretty good this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, I guess overall it wasn't that much of a strength swing. Okay, he's forced to play 5 mana for 6 strength, which is really, really bad for him. Okay, we're just gonna play our Dawn Sparks now and keep our hand because it's gonna suit us very well the next turn. One significant buff to Dawn Sparks was that they nerfed Broken Truce, which was one of the hardest counters to it. And so as a result, I think almost nobody plays Broken Truce, and that makes this card a lot better. Oh, okay. That's clever. That's very clever. Okay. Unfortunately, I think his deck is pretty much burned out. Unfortunately for him. So, I would have played Gifted Recruits to get the extra unit type on the board, but just in case Ubis didn't ping down the 2 strength unit at my base, I wanted to save Gifted Recruits to do that. But best case is sending him forwards like this. Okay, we're still very much in trouble, it seems. That was a good draw. Ah, if only we had 1 more mana. I don't know if we should burn Midwinter Chaos right here. Yeah, I think we'll do it. Of course, we draw Wisp Cloud the moment we do. Yeah, he wants that damage now because he's cutting it close. Okay, we're gonna just play our hand here. We have a really good hand because we have exactly 11 mana. And I think if our Ubis hits his base even once, we'll be able to catch him off guard next turn. Yeah, we have exactly the play to kill him. Okay, there we go. All right, that was a pretty close game. I think if his stuff was a slightly more upgraded, he would have brought us really close to death. Okay, now I'm going to show you guys the deck that I play. It's the deck that I demoed once a long time ago, the one that got me to rank 1, and I think it's still extremely strong. I lose very, very rarely with it, and when I do, it tends to be to Swarm Rush and bad opening hands. The one change that I would consider making is adding Dawn Sparks in place of Lich Summoners or Victors of the Melee, but I think this deck doesn't really need Dawn Sparks. Everything in this deck pretty much does something the moment it's played, and Dawn Sparks doesn't correspond to that. All right, here we go. Chadwick 133. I think this is new blood. I haven't seen him before at rank 1, so he's probably laddered in the last couple days. All right, very commanding level 5 Mischiefs. You hate to see that. Gifted Recruits, just such a good card. All right, we got Ubis the Hunter, so that's almost definitely what we're going to play next turn. He's playing Fell Flares in a Swarm deck, which is not something that you see all the time. Some of you guys might be wondering why I'm using green prototypes, because I know, especially at lower levels, it's not very popular. But I think it's still a very good card. Like, in the couple games that you've seen me play, I've definitely been able to make a couple of even trades with it. And even when I don't, it contributes to Ubis the Hunter. So it's overall a very good card. Note how I play the Ubis over here so that no matter where he plays, he has to hit it. Alright. It's probably a given that green prototypes is good in an aggressive deck, so there you have it. Alright, if we draw our green protos, that would be awesome. Oh, just like that. Called it. I guess in that case it really backfired for him. Hopefully he places his units in a way that we can Siren of the Seas him next turn, which would be awesome. He's really into trading evenly. If he left Rhymelings alive, then we would be able to... Oh, he did. Okay. Well, this is why Siren of the Seas upgraded is actually an incredible card. At lower levels, it's not very good, but in this case, he's dead. Yeah. So this was probably the perfect game. Hopefully the next game that we play, the opponent will be slightly more upgraded. Because in a way, right now, we're essentially just winning games because we have Ubis the Hunter. Okay. I think I'm going to opt for trading with them. Actually... Yeah, I'm going to play the freebooters here so that he can't advance his front line. Because if I played freebooters in front of the North Sea Dog, then he could play a 2-movement unit to kill my green prototypes and then be right in front of my base. But this way, placing the 2 units next to each other, even if the satyrs actually spawned behind, there would be no 2-movement unit he could play to push the front line up. Okay, we have a very commanding hand. Alright, next turn we'll have 9 mana. So, unless he wipes the board, we're probably going to play Ubis instead of Lich Summoners. I haven't had a chance to play Lich Summoners, but it's a very good card. Okay, nice green prototypes. Hopefully we draw a 1-mana card here. Okay, we don't. Sometimes it feels bad to use Gift of the Wise just to get 1 extra mana, but I think it's still quite worth it. So you can see, while we're just trading evenly, Ubis is just winning the game passively for me by, like, every once in a while pinging the base for 2 damage. The developers recently announced on Kongregate that there's going to be new dragon cards, which I think is going to be very cool. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, there's 4 new cards that have been spoiled, and there's going to be a lot more later. And the effects are all, like, really exciting. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, I think if you go to Reddit, the developers have it as like a pinned post. Or actually, it's not a pinned post on the Reddit. But if you guys go to the forums for Stormbound on Kongregate, then you can see the cards. So far they've released 1 rare dragon for each of the kingdoms, and there's been a lot of talk about which ones are good or not. My own personal opinions, I'd say, so the winter one is on play. It deals like some amount of damage to all non-dragon units, which I think is going to be a very good card. And I think the other ones are, the Swarm one is also pretty good, but the other 2 are also decent, but not as good. Okay, so if he plays a 2 strength unit or a 2 movement unit to kill our Frost Hexers, he could put us in a bit of a jam here. I really want to just destroy him with Siren of the Seas next turn, but the chance of that is low because we probably won't get Gift of the Wise. I'm probably going to cycle Siren of the Seas Hope for another Ubis, obviously. Okay, we got Victor's, which is actually a pretty good pull here. I'm going to play it instead of Lich Summoner. Yeah, he's actually an awesome pull here. Alright, we got Ubis again, which is good. Moonlight Eyrie. Ah, that's the final card that we haven't seen. So, don't know why he chose to play it now. I guess he's forced to. Oh no, that was the wrong play. I think you can pretty much never go that aggressive against Winter because there are a lot of strong 2-movement units. There's Ulf the Hammer, and there's also Fleshmenders. Like you can never just leave your base undefended like this. It's a little greedy. Okay, so there you have it, guys. 2 games with Freeze Winter and 2 games with my Freezeless Winter. Which one do you think is better? I think Freeze has some things going for it. We went against a pretty strong Freeze deck ourselves, but I overall think it doesn't have enough to make it stronger. All right, that's all for this time. Hopefully next time the devs will have released some dragons for us to look at, and I'll take a look at them. All right, that's all. Peace out.